grow, that don't reach across out to the world. Hence, I am one of them. I'm one of the products that spent some of my life in this area. Um, you know what I'm saying? That haven't been able to fully bloom and grow into my full potential as well. Um, just things to consider when you're dealing with artists, creators, venues, anybody in the South. Just things to consider. The hurricanes, the lack of economy, and lack of support for young people, pop culture, things like that. Yeah, do keep that in mind, please. We're gonna play one fourth stimulus check video and get the music started. Then we're gonna cut off on Facebook and YouTube. We're only gonna give them about 10 minutes of the smoke session, maybe 15. But again, if y'all have not rolled a blunt, made a drink, a cup of coffee, a sandwich, or fired up a square, now's the time to do so. My name is the Mrs., aka Cherry Franklin. We are the Cherry Franklin Show. I'm about to find us a video. This looks like a 16-minute video. They're trying to predict stocks on Tesla. Y'all know Tesla is the hybrid electro car that drives itself. Factories springing up in the past 3 to 4 years, providing higher wages for its factory workers and a higher class vehicle. So Tesla stocks have boomed. Obviously, like I said, they've been growing and popping up over the past 3 and 4 years, a little bit longer than that now. They're trying to see, is this the car of the future? Are all cars going to start doing this? Is Tesla going to start making smaller, more basic and economy models? Is this a good investment for stocks? PG&E, y'all, PG&E, you would think would be a good investment. PG&E has went down over the summer. Since the beginning of summer to now, the end of summer, PG&E has went down. Let's say I started with, I'll say almost 20%. I'll say out of $10, I probably have a little over $8 out of every $10. So that's going to be almost 20%. Stocks, Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Dogecoin, whatever you want to call it. These are money moving stock writing, wave writing, trend writing investments. Are these going to work for you? Who knows? We'll see. Let's hear what the world has to say about our fourth stimulus check and the stock markets today. Y'all, make sure you let us know, what is you smoking? What flavors are popular in your area? What is brand spanking new? And what is the best of the best of the best? Sir.
Daily news update, including shocking Biden and Delta variant news. What you really need to know about the news on vaccine booster shots, the latest update on the $1 trillion and $3.5 trillion stimulus packages working their way through Congress, and most importantly, the fourth stimulus check proposal on the Congress table right now. Could it all be connected to the Delta variant news? Stick around to find out. Also have an important and frankly kind of scary stock update on Tesla and their self-driving cars. Watch out for that one, guys. All of that in today's headline news video. But first, I want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. And for those who are brand new to the channel, my name is Ron. We cover all things personal finance.
Let me move my chair. My back is towards the other camera.
And of course, check updates and stimulus package updates. So if you haven't already, join the family, hit the subscribe button, and tap the notification bell. That way you're notified as soon as I release videos and updates. And a big thank you, as usual, for always lighting up that like button and making my day. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll be sure to make it worth your while to make this the most accurate news update. Things are getting really serious, guys, as the rise of the Delta variant and waning immunity are fueling breakthrough infections all over the country and abroad right now. New Zealand just declared a lockdown over their confirmed Delta outbreak. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is also making headlines as he tested positive for the coronavirus. New research studies in the United States, Israel, Britain, and Qatar have shown a partial erosion in the effectiveness of vaccines against mild to moderate infections. Immunocompromised people are winding up hospitalized despite being vaccinated. And here's the latest news, guys. We're expecting President Biden to announce that most Americans should receive a COVID vaccine booster shot 8 months after they've been fully vaccinated. So it's not just going to be for the immunocompromised anymore, but here are the details.
A small part of Americans are experiencing breakthrough infections of coronavirus, which is when a fully vaccinated person tests positive for COVID-19.
Compared to unvaccinated individuals, fully vaccinated individuals have a 95% less chance of becoming infected, and that's terrific. So these vaccines work very, very well. But breakthrough infections happen.
This is Dr. Lisa Maragakis. She leads research in infection prevention at Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine. She says these breakout infections are happening for a number of reasons.
First, I would point to waning immunity. So many people were vaccinated now, maybe 9 months ago in some cases, and immunity does wane over time. So it's certainly possible that people are becoming a little bit more susceptible as time goes on. The second factor that's happening is that we have new variants circulating. And so the Delta variant is one of these that has rapidly taken over in many parts of the world, and certainly here in the United States as well. More transmissible, causes in some cases more severe disease, and seems to also be associated with more breakthrough infections. And then the third thing I would point to is public health policy. So we stopped masking when the CDC changed guidance on May 13th. And that was quite early when many people were not even eligible to be vaccinated, and many had chosen not to yet be vaccinated. Then we're starting to see some effects.
A renewed push for social distancing and mask wearing already.
I just burnt myself with the tip of this lighter. I keep forgetting there's no guard gate on this lighter, and everything gets directly put into the flame, and it's hot as fuck. I just burnt the hell out of myself right now.
But it's not 100%, and over time,
I'm not about to go buy a lighter.
With increased exposure, you can still get burned and have
I'm not
skin
going to do
damage.
that.
So we need to think of it as an important step that protects you, but then layer on other safety precautions, common sense ways to interrupt transmission to other people, like wearing masks, and washing your hands, physical distancing, and really staying home when you're symptomatic.
As for whether these breakout infections can spread between people, much is still unknown, but current research indicates that these rare cases may be transmissible.
And from a medical and physiological standpoint, it makes sense that if you have a breakthrough infection, you do have virus that is in your upper airways. That's why we can detect it when we do the test and you test positive. So it stands to reason that these individuals, especially if they're in close contact with others without a mask, could pass the virus on to other people.
None of this should make you doubt the effectiveness of vaccines. Breakthrough infections come with mild symptoms and often no symptoms at all. The most immediate danger remains for those who are unvaccinated. Almost all U.S. patients who have died in summer 2021 from COVID-19 were not immunized.
We're very, very fortunate here in the United States to be to have access to ubiquitous
immunized.
And that is not true around the world, and that really threatens the whole
Let me stop you there, because the news said immunized. Immunized is an idea. Immunized is not a thing. Immunized is not real unless you have been tested. Unless you are able to stand amongst infected and sick individuals and not wear a mask and not contract the disease and get sick. Until you are able to do that, you are not immunized. Let's be clear. You are vaccinated, which means your immune system has already been introduced to the virus and managed to not let the virus infect the rest of your body. It does not mean you're immunized unless you are actually able to not get sick around other sick. That is
worldwide community.
not what they're offering at this time.
Unvaccinated people
They're
out
offering
there, and the virus is
vaccinations.
still being transmitted. We are at risk for new variants emerging and spreading around the world.
Now, according to insider reports we found, the United States could begin offering a vaccine booster shot as soon as mid-September. Their health official sources also envision administering Amerikkans the same vaccine that they were initially given. Now, if you guys remember, we also covered Dr. Fauci's warning about this last week, and that the United States would eventually come around to administering booster shots, and the Americans would eventually, inevitably, need to take a vaccine booster shot. Fauci also talked about this last Sunday on CBS. He said elderly populations and even people who are not actually elderly may ultimately need an additional shot. He said that the government is actually looking at data on whether boosters are needed and for whom on a daily and weekly basis. Fauci also said, and if the data shows groups like the elderly or those in nursing homes need booster shots, we will absolutely be prepared to do that very quickly. So again, guys, it would be good for you guys to kind of watch this space for our daily news updates, so you'll be the first to know when the news actually drops. Other experts argue that vaccine booster shots may put President Biden in hot global waters again, as there may be a global COVID booster shots. What they're saying is,
should I argue again, or should I just let the man tell us the news? Booster shots for the elderly. I understand if an immune system is compromised and not able to fight the virus or the disease. The key word there is immune system. Remember when they said immunized earlier? The key word there is immune system. So if you have a healthy diet and exercise regimen and regularly take vitamins and have a boosted or strong immune system in which your body is impenetrable by outside diseases, hypothetically, or almost, or resistant, or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it, because you can't say immunized. Okay? So your body is not absorbent or receiving of dirt and diseases and illnesses. If your immune system is prepared and you take the precautionary measures, sanitization, clean air, social distancing 10 feet, wearing masks, and staying your motherfucking ass away from infected areas and high traffic areas. Keeping your environment clean and sanitized, honey. You might, and you're the type of person that don't get sick. You might get sick if you get a fucking vaccine. You know that? Your body will be like, ugh, what is this? Dead disease cells? Let's have an infection. Just putting that out there. And if you know for a fact you do not have a boosted immune system, you need to be doing that. Taking vitamins, exercising, etc., doing what you got to do in order to be resistant to outside illnesses.
the evidence on boosters is not strong enough to justify wide-scale use, and that the United States needs to focus its attention on sending more doses abroad in order to stop the pandemic from getting worse. They also point out how this is not just some moral stain on wealthy nations. It's really prolonging the pandemic for the entire world. Looking forward to sharing with you guys how President Biden's going to be able to handle this one, especially with Afghanistan still on everyone's mind. What about you guys?
Right.
Are you guys getting a booster shot as soon as it's available, or are you going to wait it out? Hit me up in the comments down below so we can talk about it a little bit. Stimulus-wise, President Biden's $100 vaccine incentive still stands in a lot of places. Early this month, President Biden called for states to offer $100 to the newly vaccinated in an effort to address flagging jab rates and virus surges. And I'm seeing a lot of them actually follow the call. I even read that one gave an additional stimulus of $25 to companions or people who drove the vaccine recipient to the vaccination site. President Biden also issued a new strict vaccine requirement for U.S. federal workers, the nation's largest workforce, with some 2 million people. The order requires employees to show proof of vaccination or be subjected to mandatory testing and masking. And we're still watching the Delta variant news very closely, as something's telling me this could be the push lawmakers need to finally pass that stimulus that we've been waiting for. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said Tuesday he's unsure if the Delta variant of the coronavirus will take a serious toll on the broader U.S. economy. Now, in his words, he said, it's not clear yet whether the Delta strain will have important effects on the economy. COVID is still with us, and that is likely to continue to be the case for a while. Retail sales dropped 1.1% in July, far steeper than economists had expected. There's also news of Apple, Google, and other big companies around the world continuing to add to their massive piles of cash, a sign that corporations are increasingly nervous about how the highly contagious Delta variant of COVID could damage the global economy. Not a very good sign here. Now, what this means is that they're strapping in for another rough ride with the Delta variant and daily news updates on those vaccine booster shots. Now, what we're seeing here is that the Delta variant gives Democrats a choice to pass more stimulus. Now, of course, we're talking about the mega $3.5 trillion stimulus package. It covers healthcare, expand at-home care for older adults and people with disabilities, reduce drug prices, allow more people to qualify for healthcare coverage under the Affordable Care Act, both through subsidizing private insurance
halfway
and
through the
Medicare.
blunt, y'all,
Calls for
this shit
Medicare
floating
to
than a
cover dental,
motherfucker. We
hearing,
about
and
to
vision,
5
lowers the
square.
eligibility
Welcome
age.
to the
Some
smoke
are
session
saying
if you
60,
just
others are
joined.
saying Medicare for
I
all, but
see over
we'll still confirm that
34.
one. Now, for families, paid sick and medical leave, extend the new child tax credit, and the earned income tax
I
credit for
can't see the
individuals.
rest of the
Consumer
numbers, but it's
rebates
a lot of
encourage
y'all. I
clean
tried
energy
to
and
let it
weatherization
load,
in
but it's a
homes.
lot.
We talked about this one before as one to watch
I
out
see
for.
several
One example
comments
we
here.
found of a similar program showed moderate income households receiving 50% of their project costs back, up to $4,000 or $2,000 for higher income households. There are also rebates for air sealing and insulating their attic or basement. For moderate income customers, a $500 incentive is available per area up to $1,000. Higher income households are eligible for a $250 incentive per area up to $500. A tax increase on higher income earners and corporations, something even millionaires and billionaires are asking themselves. Check out our previous video to find out exactly what I'm talking about. Higher taxes for people who earn more than $400,000 a year. Increased funding for the IRS.
If her job is watching, it was only
Remove
like 10,
tax
15
provisions
minutes.
that incentivize outsourcing jobs to other countries. Last week, new COVID Delta cases across the nation averaged nearly $120,000 per day. The last time COVID was spreading that quickly was in nearly February, just weeks before a third batch of stimulus checks started going out as part of President Joe Biden's pandemic rescue package. So really, Democrats have plenty of reasons to pass the stimulus sooner rather than later, right guys? Now the latest on the stimulus package is House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer urging rank and file Democrats to pass the $3.5 trillion budget resolution, the $1.2 trillion Senate-passed infrastructure package, and a voting rights bill named for the late Representative John Lewis. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi also released a Dear Colleague letter saying, today, President Biden endorsed the House rule, which will allow us to consider the budget resolution H.R. 4 and the bipartisan infrastructure bill next week. The budget resolution is the key to unlocking the 51 vote privilege of the reconciliation path for our transformative Build Back Better bill. Any delay in passing the budget resolution could threaten our ability to pass this essential legislation through reconciliation. More news on the stimulus package and the possibility of the fourth stimulus check coming to you guys in just a little bit. Stick around because as always, we save the best stimulus news for last. Just stay right there. Stock news update. Elon Musk's Tesla car company is hitting some rough roads on the stock market today as scary news came out about their self-driving cars undergoing investigation, including one incident that caused a life in Florida. Federal safety regulators are investigating at least 11 accidents involving Tesla cars using autopilot or other self-driving features that crashed into emergency vehicles when coming upon the scene of an earlier crash. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration said 7 of these accidents resulted in 17 injuries and 1 death. Shares of Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA on the NASDAQ, were hit hard on Tuesday. The stock had fallen about 4% last I checked. Now, the question is it a bargain price for our starting investors like our community? Now, of course, this is not investment advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes, but I don't know about this one. Not quite yet. Even if it's gone through a sharp drop, the current price is still predicting strong top-line growth for years, as well as significant operating margin expansion. Now, if you believe in it that much, go ahead and invest in it. Otherwise, you can wait for our next stock market video to check out some great stock options in the stock market today. Support for the 4th stimulus check is still alive and well, with 150 economists and 21 senators among the supporters of recurring stimulus checks. 21 Democratic senators urged President Joe Biden to deliver recurring direct payments in a letter. The lawmakers argued that the last federal stimulus check of $1,400 wouldn't be enough to support low-income families through the ongoing crisis.
Amen.
They wrote, "These payments help families out of poverty, but they also act as economic stimulus by increasing spending and supporting jobs. Now is the time for boldness." More than 150 economists, including Jason Furman, former chair of the Council of Economic Advisors under the Obama administration, also supported the idea of recurring direct stimulus payments in an open letter last year. They specifically said, regular, lasting, direct stimulus payments will boost consumer spending, driving the economic recovery and shortening the recession. So that's 156 top economists, 21 senators, 61 House representatives, and almost 3 million petition signatures, all behind the push for recurring stimulus checks. I guess we're all just waiting for 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree to make a whole 12 days of stimulus song going on right here, right, guys? All right, but seriously though, Congress is muddling over some great proposals for stimulus checks. Now, the latest one is the guaranteed income bill from Representative Ilhan Omar that would give monthly recurring stimulus checks of $1,200 for adults and $600 for children. Now, aside from that one, there are 3 more that we're keeping an eye on. Got the House Resolution to End Poverty Act. This includes stimulus checks in addition to a minimum wage increase, expanded employment insurance, canceling all unpayable debt, affordable and public housing, and free education. Basically, this one puts all the money proposals on the table for Congress just to kind of pick and choose, and we'll get a win no matter what on that one. You've also got the Automatic Boost to Communities Act. This is the ABC Act, short and simple. It's a $2,000 fourth stimulus check right out the gate, plus the $1,000 monthly stimulus checks until 1 year after the pandemic. Really doesn't get any simpler than that. We've also got the China COVID-19 Restitution Act. House Representative Mo Brooks, he wants to force communist China to pay for America's trillions in COVID-19 losses. Now, if this gets passed, you'll be able to get back all your COVID losses, including loss of earnings, medical expense loss, replacement services loss, and loss due to death. I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on all of our daily news updates in every video. Always stay subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. All right, guys? More of your favorite stimulus programs like Social Security, student loan forgiveness, and housing assistance. If you head on over to the channel's playlist section, you'll see the links down below in the description of this video. And if you want even more of your favorite stimulus and money-making content, do not hesitate to join our Ronya's membership program. The join button is right there next to subscribe. So anyway, guys, that's all for your $2,000 fourth stimulus check update and recurring stimulus check update, plus your daily news update, including shocking Biden and Delta variant news, what you really need to know about the news on the vaccine booster shots, the latest updates on your $1 trillion and $3 trillion stimulus packages working their way through Congress, and most importantly, the 4th stimulus check proposals on Congress's table right now. I also shared an important and frankly kind of scary stock update on Tesla and their self-driving cars. Hope you guys paid attention to that one. I also hope that you guys appreciated all of the stimulus goodness that we covered today. And as always, thank you guys for liking this video. Definitely subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you're the first to know as soon as I release new videos and content. I'll see you guys in our next daily news update. Take care and be safe.
All right, y'all. So we watched the video. We got support for $2,000 stimulus check and $2,000 monthly stimulus checks on change.org. Again, we go live every day to tell y'all this. Please visit change.org and vote.org to make a difference in your city and state. What's up, y'all? We're about to play some music. I see some more money on my screen and over 1,000, 1,600 heart reactions. Thank y'all. New followers on Tango. Yeah, we are over 7,000 followers on Tag, over 2,000 and 3,000 followers and viewers per week on Tango. Thank y'all. as well. Thank you for going live with us on Instagram, y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. Your energy is positive. You're important to me, your community, your family, and your friends. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here and making me a top streamer. All of that early in the morning. Y'all make sure you stay on top of the types of funding you can receive. And thank y'all for my money. We're going to cut off Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. But again, this is the Cherry Franklin Show. You can follow us on YouTube to have access to the videos and all the music we play here on the show.